I just want to check in, guys, if it's okay for everyone. If not, please just let me know. I'll be streaming tonight's or broadcasting tonight over Facebook. If this is a problem for anyone, just let me know, and I'll have your thing like blocked out or blurred or something. So let me know if it's a problem. Yeah, as Darko mentioned out, we've got about 90 minutes, and we're going to be broadcasting this on Facebook. Recorded. You're at home, so you don't need to know where the bathrooms are, and I'll shut up again.
Okay. Thank you, Adrian. My plan for this 90 following period is to divide the webinar in two parts. In the first part, I'm going to talk about myself, my journey, and then give a short overview about NLP and resistance. And as we are moving forward, I'm planning to do some group exercise and to provide some experience which you can get as a value from this time we are spending together. After finishing, I will invite you again to discuss about the models I have shared. So we can go slowly into the presentation. So please, Adrian, share the slides. So my name is Darko. I'm from Macedonia in Europe. My previous experience is coming from scientific world. My first professional engagement was as a research assistant for EU scientific project. At that time, I was satisfied with that benefits the career brings me, but at the same time, it also took a lot of my energy and a lot of my time, which at that period brought some negativities in my life. Going through these unpleasant feelings that get influence on myself, I'm facing with some blocks in my life, and this causes a lot of dissatisfaction in my life. So I decided to start my entrepreneurial journey in 2012 and decided to open my own company. After a few periods in 2014, I got introduced to NLP philosophy. At that time, I felt that this was the part of the puzzle which was missing in my life. Since then, I'm continuously updating my knowledge in this area. So obviously I can divide my life like before NLP and after NLP training. Finishing my NLP training was a brand new beginning for my journey. After that, I decided to go deeper in this area and start studying Gestalt Therapy, which is one of the ingredients of NLP structure. Also, I decided to start a coaching practice to help and support people in their process of self-improvement. Few years after this, I met Adrian, NLP trainer, then become part of MOTIVATE Community and get another NLP training in international setting. This training was updated with a new knowledge and latest finding in NLP area.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw in there. Guys, everyone needs a coach. Everyone needs a coach from time to time, and I need a coach. And at that time, I think just beforehand, I was seeing a coach, but I was really struggling because I had too much on my plate. There was just too much to do. And when I saw Darko and his experience, it's like, yep, this man might do the job. And then we got on the phone, had a bit of a chat, and it was pretty clear from the start that he was a coach and he was skilled. I wasn't quite sure if it was going to work for me, but after a couple of calls, well, actually maybe even after 2 calls, it was like, yep, smooth. and it was a great 6 or so months after that we're working together. So thank you very much, Darko.
Yes, thank you. So I want to share a little bit more about my NLP experience. At the first, I want to give a short definition. And then there are a lot of definitions about NLP, but all definitions go to the one same thing, that NLP is a study of subjective experience. So during the training, I was able to redefine myself, which was include my beliefs, my values, my meta programs, and other parts of my personality. So I increased awareness about myself, my current state, my desired state, my needs, and my wants. And with gaining new understanding of the way I am functioning, I was able consciously to choose my intention and achieve the results I desired. So it was not an easy process, and all it takes to succeed in this journey, it needs motivation, renunciation, discipline, and inspiration. Before going to the next slide, I want to, starting from next slide, I want to give a short overview into the NLP structure. So NLP is a shortcut of 3 models. So it refers to neuro. It is the way we sense and create understanding about our experience of the world. Then the second letter L is about linguistic. So linguistic is the way we communicate with others and with ourselves. And then to go to programming, which refers to our behavior, and also it makes connections between language and the neurological stuff we are carrying on. So in NLP, you can go to the next slide. In NLP, there is a key concept. So we need a present state, then we need desired state, where we want to go, and we have resources. So present state is a state which we need to acknowledge and understand where we are finding right now, what kind of thoughts, what kind of feelings we have, and what kind of physiology we are carrying. Then we are going to desired state. So to predict the state we want to be, we want to go. This is something planned, and then we are going to analyze. We need to analyze the resources we need at this moment, and also make a prediction what kind of resources we need so we can move to our desired state.
So a real clear example was before we met. I was actually, it was kind of like the storms. It was some procrastinating, and my present state was not at 100%. I was pretty clear what I wanted to do, and I wanted to be flying forward with this desired state. But there's like the clouds were around, and a lot of mornings there was cloud, it was hazy. So the coaching cleared things up, and you helped me get a very clear desired state, and you helped me access those resources.
And we managed this NLP to happen, by the way. Okay, so the key question in NLP is, what do you want? So when we will define what is the need we want to do, we are going into the goal setting. Then we are going into making some intention, and when we have all of this, we are choosing some actions which will help us moving toward goals we want. So as a short example of this can be, I want to lose some weight, I want to develop my business, I want to create my morning routine, for example, or I want to increase my productivity. but sometimes it is very easy to set a goal. So we have a goal, we have all intention we need, and when we are having a goal defined and set up clearly, then we are making a plan, make a list of activities, and we are making a whole story about the things and activity, everything we want to achieve. But after that, resistance takes its place, and when it comes resistance, then we are going to have some time losing, and we are going back again through the process and start thinking and then starting adjustment the plans, and we are going through the same process again settings goals, again plans and things like that. So I want to give a short overview. I think, can you go back? Just I want to ask if someone want to give a little bit thinking about what resistance really is. Does someone has his thoughts? Okay, Sophie, please.
Yes, well, to me, resistance will be anything really that kind of is stopping me, holding me back from, going forward with this goal. So, for example, I could realize that I'll be procrastinating, for example, towards something for a long time. So it's kind of creating some resistance to actually achieve my goal. Yeah. So I sometimes feel that a little bit.
Yeah, well said. That's a real thing. Hey, we can get goals together, but in reality, we hit this resistance. And no matter how many books you read, the resistance, it's in us. So we don't really find the answers in the book. So we get these great goals, but then resistance.
Yes.
And then it creates even more frustration.
Yes. Thank you. Does anyone else want to share some thinking about resistance?
I think they're feeling a bit of resistance.
Yes. Okay. Okay, Yolanda.
Sorry. Hi there.
Please, Yolanda. Please.
When you say resistance, I'm like, say, you just mentioned about the point, like, okay, everyone reads books, but you have a resistance within yourself. As the personality who I am, I love learning. I love reading. And I like to apply it in whatever job I do. But I find resistance in getting a job or getting to my goal. It can be outward. It's like organizational requirements that can be a resistance for me. It can be the policies that, is different, or whatever you learn from what it is what is required in the country that's blocking you from getting off to, for me, that is resistance. That's an obstacle for me to get to my goal. So I'm not sure it's different for everyone, but I mean, yeah. So it's my goal is fixed there, but I just can't get through it because of the difference. Like I was born and brought up in one country, my master's in another country, and the policies in another country entirely different. So it's like, that's my obstacle. That's my resistance point. So yeah, I thought I'll just say that.
Excellent. Just as a feedback, so there is a external resistance, like you say, which are go through from the countries. We are living in different countries and things like that. But I think this webinar is more about internal resistance we are having and we are fighting with. So
can I add something?
Please.
Okay.
Talking about internal resistance, there's one thing I'm thinking about is when we are thinking about, for example, I want to make $1 million at the end of December. We have a special, sometimes when we have something that we really want and we think it too much as a goal, then it creates resistance because we feel stressful if the goal is too much, not real. We feel it's not real. We can make that will create resistance. If I want to lose 10 kilos by the end of this month, no, it's already the end of this month. The next month, 10 kilo, again, it's kind of a stress. Instead of thinking about, I'm going to lose 10 kilos, thinking about, I'm going to stick on doing 40 push-ups every day, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Or doing walk for 30 minutes, and that's it. Nothing else. And put the losing 10 kilos back as a background music. That will decrease the stress and decrease the resistance.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Yi. Yolanda, can you share what? I think you want to share something.
I mean, it's like what I wanted to say was something about internal resistance, and then Rina was talking about external resistance. So I do think that there are two factors, and yes, internal resistance. Like for me, it mostly has also to do with like, okay, I feel I cannot reach it anyway. I cannot win it. I'm not good enough or something like that. Basically, that's the underlying belief, right? And so that's why I don't even push, because I believe I will like lose. And so I think that is what Yi-Jung just like said as well. It's like, okay, make it tangible, make it realistic, so that the drive is keeping up. Yeah.
Yes. Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so I will go a little bit in description and give a bit overview about what resistance is. So I can say that resistance is a natural process, and it always follows the change. So resistance is a process that prevents a person to experience a change and move to desired state. We have also some function of resistance. So function of resistance is to maintain safety and stability. And also we can define a resistance as emotion about which we are developing our behavior. So resistance is like an invisible wall that stands between individuals and some of the goals they desperately want to achieve. At some point, we are not aware that we are bumping into a wall. We are just feeling confused, and disoriented. Resistance is an aspect of human nature that not only forms an inner barrier, but it also causes people to act against their nature. So you can go to following slide, Adrian.
Sorry, so facing resistance is actually not natural for humans?
It is natural. No, it is natural process. It is a part when we want to make a change, we almost always want to facing with some resistance, which is stopping us and keeping us in the safe place.
Yeah, you can relax. It is natural.
Yes, it is natural.
Good in human nature. Relax.
Okay, so resistance has some forms. So in NLP and in Gestalt, the goal is to increase awareness about the resistance. And as we become more aware, when we have a lot of awareness about resistance, then we can choose to find solution and overcome this resistance, or maybe adopt it within ourselves. So some of the forms which I can recognize as resistance can be procrastination, frustration, self-sabotage, perfectionism, and anxiety. Okay, and there are some facts about the resistance. So resistance is it says that personal improvement and resistance are two sides of the same coin. That means that all self-improvement, all changes we want to make goes through some point of resistance. Resistance gives us space for new experience and new learnings. And the most important benefit from the resistance is that give us opportunity to build inner support, and that forces us to have better preparation for upcoming process. For example, going to some exam, it comes anxiety, occurs as a resistance, and this anxiety supplies individual with the energy to put more effort in the process of preparation, so he can go through the exam more easily. Yes, and so the good thing is that we can work with resistance. So Adrian, please, one more slide. Good thing is that we can work with resistance. So one thing is to increase the awareness about the resistance, and then we can face directly with the resistance. The other thing is we can make decision, so we can find solution for the resistance. The other thing is that we can learn some personal development approach, such as neuro-linguistic programming. So we are getting familiar with the techniques and learned how we can influence on our state. And then the other thing is we can work with coach, which is a proven method for overcome resistance and achieving the results we want.
Yeah, I like what Jim pointed out a moment ago, that personal development and resistance are two sides of the one coin. So we're going to keep hitting resistance, and we're going to keep getting resistance in our life, aren't we? Mm-hmm. And if we get a coach or work with NLP, we're still going to get resistance, aren't we?
Yes, but we can go through the resistance. Briefly was the theoretical part of the exercise. So does anyone have something to share regarding what I have talking about up to now? It seems everything is.
I'm sorry,
is
can you
clear.
repeat that question?
I'm asking, does anyone want to share something about what I was talking about in the previous time? About NLP. Oh, okay, Sophie, please.
Yes, so thank you very much for bringing up this topic, which I think is really important, and we don't talk about it so often. So I feel actually there's, from your list and from my experience, I have kind of two kinds of resistance, maybe which those who are more like goal setting, I might have some procrastination sometimes and actually doing the things and moving forward to the objective. But I also have, when I find myself in a new situation, which is outside of my comfort zone, something has changed, as you mentioned, I feel that for me, this resistance, it's a lot more anxiety. So I was wondering, is there like different kinds of resistance, or you know, is it just one bucket and then everybody feels different way depending on the situation? Yeah.
Anxiety can occur in many forms. So that goes in a little bit more in psychological parts. So we have general anxiety when we have anxiety about other things. So we have obsession compulsive disorder. It is also a form of anxiety. Then, so that part goes in more in psychological ways. But the most important is to recognize the resistance is a part of ourself. This is the most important thing, and then to bring more awareness into the resistance. And when we have awareness, it is a part of the process which heals itself. We can go itself. We can, when we have awareness, we can choose what we can do. We can decide go through the anxiety, so make connections, or we can decide to take this resistance and accept as part of ourselves, and then decide to go into other direction.
I've never looked at it this way, Darko, but do you think a lot of the times, or perhaps for some people, the resistance could be the root of anxiety?
Yes. So I tell that anxiety, procrastination, frustration, their resistance. It is a resistance. So we are always looking at negative things. Let's say I feel anxiety and I feel not good. I feel stressed. But the positive thing is then when I have anxiety, then what is my behavior? I'm trying to do more and more in order to overcome the things. So I can appreciate anxiety as a part of myself because it helps me to prepare more for something or some action. I want to share, let's say, for preparing for this presentation, I felt a lot of anxiety and a lot of resistance. So it's, a lot of things come on my mind. And then that anxiety caused me to put more effort and more time to discuss with people, to ask help, to make this presentation looks better, and then to go through. So I can say that this anxiety was very helpful for myself.
So feeling the resistance led you towards asking other people for help and perhaps allocating extra time to the task.
Yes, because I decided that I want to go to this process. So if I go back, let's say a few weeks ago, I had decisions. So I can say I can make excuse and not do this presentation, or I can put my effort and go through the resistance. So not to resist, but go through the resistance. So I consciously make decision that I will go through my resistance and fight anxiety. And it is different feeling. It gives more energy.
Now, guys, Darko is trained in this, but isn't it amazing that someone can feel resistance, even feel anxiety, and use it to propel them forward to prepare something like this? And another person could feel the resistance and shut down, perhaps even
Yes.
turn it off, push it away, end up, alcohol or distraction, end up leaving it for the last minute, not preparing, and perhaps canceling or failing. Yet with Darko, he's able to use the anxiety to propel him to actually perform better. You're going to share with us how to do that, right?
Yes. Yes, I will. Okay, Sophie, you get something
Yeah, I
to say,
wanted
please?
to say, yeah, thanks very much for sharing your experience, because it resonates a lot with me. And also it's great to know that resistance as such is not negative, but I guess it's what we do with it and how we decide to cope with it. So as Adrian mentioned, either we decide to just drink a bottle of wine to forget about it, or we say, no, this could be a drive for me to actually move forward. So yeah, that's quite inspirational. Thank you very much.
Okay. Someone else want to share, or we are going to go in the further process? Okay. So for the rest of the presentation of this webinar, I'm planning to do some experiment, so it can give some value from this time we are together. The goal of this exercise would be to increase awareness about resistance we are facing with. So Adrian, you do not need to share. Yes, the goal is to make awareness about the resistance we are facing with. And what we did is to have a pen and paper if someone wants to write about what he will find during the process. Also, during the process, I will use my ball so I can increase the focus if there is a need, and there will be a need. And then I will invite you to share the experience. It will be the best if we have time to anchor everything as an experience, so we can remind ourselves to perform better and how we can handle with resistance. So I want you, at this moment, I want you to invite you to put a little bit focus on a resistance, or maybe put a focus on some feeling which you are having and you cannot go through it. So I will invite you to make concentration and put focus in the following 30 minutes to 1 minute, 30 seconds to 1 minute. So I will use this as a way to increase the focus. Okay, it is happening now. It is not planned, it is not recorded, so it happens now. So that is what is happening. Now, I would like to take a pen, if you want, and paper, and to write the question. What this feeling looks like. And now, does this feeling have some color, or is it black and white? Thinking about this feeling of resistance. Is it somewhere in the body, and where it is located in the body? Is it warm, or is it cold? Is it heavy, or it is light? Is there some noise, or it is silent? If there is a noise, is it loud? Is it normal? Or is it calm? Now that you have imagined this part of resistance as a part of yourself, I would like you to invite you to imagine that you have opportunity to take this part and dissociate from yourself. So let's imagine that we have the part of your resistance, put it on this pillow. And so I would like to invite you to ask to the following questions. Why are you here? What do you want from me? What is your positive intention? What can I do for you? Now take some time to listen and write the answers of the separated part of yourself. If you want to further process, you can choose to talk to this part of yourself. So I can suggest some sentences you want to say to the part of resistance. My resistance, I saw you. Thank you for being part of my personal development process. Thank you for giving me opportunity to learn and grow. And at the end, you can say, now, as I am aware about you, and I have learned about your positive intention, I will use the learnings and continue moving forward in the process of change. Okay? You can come here. So I want to ask, my intention now is to go into group of 3. So to share some experience about this. I will write the question, or Adrian, can you go to question which needs to be asked? Or if you don't want in group, I will ask in group settings like now and to take the answers. Next. So do the group like to go into the separate group, break up group of 3, so you can discuss these questions, or maybe I can give suggestions to go through this. So what do you suggest, Adrian?
Just a second, let me just grab these rooms.
Darko, Jay, I think the discussion allows us to focus more. So if we can have that discussion, it'll be great.
After I have two more things to do, and then we'll discuss. Okay, so we can go in breakout rooms. That's why I'm hearing.
Yeah, breakout rooms would be great. I've got the rooms here. Everyone's got a room. So in the room, you can turn the camera on or off. It's private in the room. There's 3 people per room, just one with 2 in there. Just to make it really clear. So, Darko, can you say those instructions again, or can Sophie or someone repeat?
Yes, I want to when you go to the room to share with the people in the room. At this moment, I become aware of going through the experience. We brought some awareness. So to share with the people what we have become aware of, then to share experience. Up to now, I was avoiding what we were avoiding up to now with the resistance we are facing with. And I want to share the decision. At this moment, I'm making decision too, what we are deciding to do as the next step.
Okay, just a sec, guys, just a second, and I'm going to actually put these in the chat window as well. So if there's any lack, in the chat window right there are the instructions as well. So just copy the chat window, the last bit. Jump into your rooms, and we got what, 15 minutes, Darko?
I thought maybe 3 minutes each or 2 minutes each. So
Okay, 3
6 to
minutes
10
each,
minutes.
9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll see you all back here in 10 minutes. Don't worry, we'll click the button and bring you back in 9 minutes.
Okay.
Now, if you can't see a breakout room button already, down at the bottom of the screen, there might be a breakout rooms, or there might be a couple of dots saying more, and then breakout room will be there.
Okay. Welcome back. I hope you everyone have a positive experience and positive emotions, sharing your experience during the process, and you have managed to go to recognize the resistance you are facing with and bring a lot of awareness. So does anyone have something to share? Okay, Jay, please.
Okay. Yeah, Darko, I found it very interesting. Initially, I wasn't able to sort of settle into it. I had just been eating, but so maybe a little bit. And the noise of the bowl was sort of, to me, actually not conducive to me to be able to quickly relax.
Yes,
so that
yes,
way.
Yes.
But I sort of had the realization that I know that I have a big resistance, and I've broadly classified it as procrastination. But one thing I realized in looking at this is that when I've made a decision, I know what I've got to do, I'm actually feeling relieved and calm. Right, that's what's going to happen. But then I seem to not be able to start doing it because I love that calm feeling, and then I avoid doing what I know I've got to do. It sounds strange to me, but that's the realization I got.
Yes, excellent. Okay, thank you. Yi, you were asking to...
Yes, I have a little bit confusion when I put the resistance into something, then I would look at it. Now I'm a little bit, sometimes one moment I see it as resistance, another moment I see it as that tasks. So when I ask what I can do for you, is like who is that you? The you is the resistance of doing that task, or the tasks. I'm a little bit confused there.
Okay, so how got through this? What was the thing you find useful?
Well, actually, this is the thing that I'm stuck.
Okay, so it is something which needs to be worked more on. If you feel that you are stuck, you have to analyze it from different perspective also. So it will be useful to put more attention to this feeling you are having. Okay, so thank you for sharing. So we can make a session and discuss about this. Okay, someone else want to share?
Yeah, I'll share. I've got more appreciation for resistance now. I just got some more, I've done a bit, but I've got more appreciation for the resistance. And then this lovely lady over here has something else to share.
Mm.
Evie?
Oh, hi, Eve here. No, every time I had something to say, Adrian had something similar already. So, and I just really like the point of view of seeing resistance as an opportunity that Darko made earlier. Because now, whenever I see that, there's almost every time there's inspiration. I get inspired and there's a spark. It just feels like, yes, there's an opportunity here.
Yes.
And I also felt that when the resistance and the avoidance occurred for me, during this exercise, I can instantly just feel when I feel into it and actually accept the emotion. Doesn't matter whether it's sadness or not, what I used to consider not positive. As soon as I feel into it and I can accept, like, whatever emotion, like, I talk to the emotion, I say, whatever you are, like, it's kind of like you're laying here on the pillow for me and I can feel it into you and I can accept you, whatever you are. I again get another opening there towards solution, which is the doing later on. Yeah, that's that.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Okay, please, Sophie.
Yeah, I'll share a last one. Sometimes for me, it's quite easy to be aware. I mean, to be aware of the resistance and then to see how I can act on it. But at the moment, I can see the resistance while I was going through the exercise that you gave us. I had a lot of difficulty to actually answer, why are you here? Well, not why are you here, but what do you want from me, and how can I actually overcome it? And I'd just like to say thank you to Lara, because she gave me a really great advice. So yeah, that's all. So it was a really, really great exercise, the whole build up with your questions, and then I think sharing with each other was really, really great as well.
Yes. Okay, thank you. I would also like to share that this exercise is very good, but now we're in different settings, so maybe it needs more time to go through everything. Okay, so I would like to go through one more point of the exercise. So now I would like to invite you to focus on the experience you had during this exercise we were doing. So you have saw your resistance, and you have found the answers you have, which means that you have bring a lot of awareness about resistance and make a decision. What are you going to do regarding this? Bringing awareness itself brings positive energy a little bit. So I would like you to ask you to think about this feeling you have and try to imagine something which can relate to this experience. It can be some picture, it can be some sound, or maybe it can be some voice. So I would like you to increase the intensity of the imagination you are sharing and make it a little bit bolder, even a bit bolder and stronger. Now you can see what you are seeing. You can hear what you are hearing. Or you can feel what you are feeling. I will give you 30 seconds to 1 minute to increase these feelings. Okay? Now at your own time, you can come back. The next thing I want to do is to make a connection with the feeling you are having with something tangible. When I was doing this exercise, I used to use my fist and my finger just to touch and make a connection. So I would invite you to make a touch your fist and connect a little bit with the image you have. So at the same time you are touching the fist, you are bringing the imagination. Okay. And make it bolder and stronger. Have the feelings you had while thinking the imagination. Okay, that's it. Now we can take a breath, be a little bit here, and we can try again to go to that feeling. Just touch the fist. Go to that feeling. Feel what you feel. Hear what you are hearing. See what you are seeing. Okay? And once again, we can come back here. Let's see ourselves. And then we can go on again to make a touch to the fist. And see what we are seeing, feel what we are feeling, and hear what we are hearing. Yes. That's it. Okay. Thank you for everybody participating in this exercise. Before going to the discussion, if we have something, I want to share a few years ago. I was facing myself with a big resistance in forms of self-sabotage. So whatever I was doing, I was not able to feel the things. And then I go through some courses, I do some exercising like this, and I succeed to have this kind of experience. That's why I choose this exercise. I go through the same type of experience and make this kind of stuff. And now, whenever I feel in bad mood or not so good situation, I can just go and touch this point and think about the experience I get at this moment. And this helps me to go through the other things I need to do and to be finished. Okay. Thank you. I hope you had a great experience through this exercise. So please, if everyone needs to share something, it is open for discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Darko. Thank you very much. So, guys, we've got a bit of time to do a bit of Q&A, questions and answers. I've shared Darko's WeChat, email address, all in the chat window. And I'd like to welcome you guys. Don't feel any resistance here. Bring up the questions, and I'm going to pop out the first one. No, I won't. I was just thinking, what happens when resistance is too much? What do we do if resistance seems too much and we can't snap ourselves out of it?
Mhm.
You're going to say call a coach, aren't you?
Yes, but when resistance is too much, then we have a pleasure. We have a big feeling of pleasure, and then it forces us to take some activity. So, from my experience, the best thing is to go to talk with a coach, or maybe go to pull out what you're resisting, your pleasure. Talk, maybe do some exercise. And then when resistance will come, you have another you have energy, and go through this exercise and see what are you deciding to do. But the most important is that you are consciously deciding. You can see the resistance. Yes, I saw you are here. So what can I do about this? So you can decide, yes, you are here. I can go over you. Or you can say, okay, you are here. You are hard for me at this moment. So it doesn't mean that you are putting the experience, that you will not do the things. But at this moment, you consciously make decision, okay, it is hard for me. At this moment, I'm deciding to put my energy in another side. So that not means that the activity or something, some goal will be not achieved, but maybe postponed for some time, reasonable or not reasonable. Yes. Go Yolanda first.
Yes. So for me, I shared it already in the group. For me, it came rather myself. I came up, not like a certain resistant towards a certain thing, but basically me being resistant.
Mhm.
So do you have any idea on that one? Like, because now I placed my resistant self basically on that pillow, and I do think it needs a little bit more time to figure out all these questions. That was a bit too quick for me. But
Yes.
so it's so interesting when it's like the whole own self, it's like, okay. But it was lightening. It was like, okay, cool, that dark thing now on the pillow there, and I'm like, oh.
Yes.
I should indulge there for sure, but do you have any idea?
Yes, it is excellent. So we need to find the answer. What does this resistance want from you? So what yourself want from you? What do you need to do in order to satisfy this resistance from this side? Another thing which I'm doing through the sessions is, for example, I'm using another chair. Now the sitting is a little bit different, but for example, you can stay here and discuss with the resistance, and then change the position. Now you are in the role of resistance, and you are talking to Yolanda. Imagine Yolanda at this moment, and that's how the things are happening magically in the moment. And sometimes comes solution. We can go. I'm going to in one session or a shorter period. Sometimes it takes long, but it is it is very big thing which have to be solved. The good thing is that it can be solved. Just in this time and find the way. The other thing is like a lot of now gurus, they are recommending just go through. So whatever you're feeling, just go through. Yes, you can do it, but you can do it. Yes, everything we can do it, but how it influences on our feelings and ourselves, that is the question. So maybe when we'll get to the goal or get result, we'll go there, but we will be exhausted and will not feel the satisfaction from what we have achieved. I hope this answered your question. Okay,
Yep.
Jay, can you share?
Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi said, for flow states, we need resistance, but it was a small amount of stress. It was a small amount of resistance, not too big.
Interesting. Yeah, Darko, I found that when I'm really in that total overwhelm time of going, oh, I know I've got to do something, but I can't. Exercise is what gets everything flowing.
Yes.
So for me, definitely the physical exercise makes quite a difference. Sometimes like go out for a walk for about an hour and you come back, you're calm, your mind seems to focus better. That's for me. My mind seems to focus better. So in that really high resistance state, confusion, definitely exercise.
Yes, that is also a form we are finding to release the energy. Everyone has a different way to release the energy. Someone is reading, find book and reading, increase the knowledge. Someone is going exercising. Someone is going in the form of meditation.
For me, it's music. When I put on very fast, energetic music, it helps me to stand up and do something, get things done. And because one piece of music probably is like 4 minutes, the longest. So just tell myself to get this done before that song ends. That helps.
Interesting.
Yes, excellent. Thanks for sharing. Okay, for me, I found lately that this is a very good thing. It is very easy to just touch and go make a sound, but it is good for 1 minute. And if you go longer, for example, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or even 15 minutes to go, it needs a little bit physical activities and concentration, because it makes sounds. It represents the energy that is behind this ball, and I like when there is a flow of energy. That's something which I use interesting for myself in order to release excess of energy. Okay. I can see in the chat there is a lot of sharing. Yes. Oh, Yolanda, yes. I also like to washing dishes. That is also relax me a lot. So I go and just wash the dish, and we can use this activity, which I'm using, just a meditation. So, for example, take some dirty dish and think that there is a dirt, and I imagine that this is my unconscious, and trying to clean it up bit by bit, and brings me energy. And the water I am imagining like energy, which is flowing and gives me opportunity to go through this process. Yes, thank you for sharing this. Yes, okay. So if, I don't know, anyone want to share something more? Not in chat because it's hard for me to follow the chat and the facial expression. So yes, cooking is one of the way. Music is also a very good way of finding the way to relax.
Well, personally, Darko, I'm just feeling a lot of gratitude. And during some of the exercises, I was just thinking, and I was kind of, what I was seeing myself reacting to resistance with, with a smile on my face, So this session has really helped clarify for me, and I know that tomorrow and later on in the week, whenever I face resistance, I'm going to be doing it with more of a smile. And everyone can make their own kind of connections. I had a couple more connections with the flow thing, because he said in flow that you needed to have resistance. But it was a certain amount of resistance. The amount of resistance has got to be like, okay, there's resistance and I can overcome it, and I can see myself overcoming it. If there's resistance and we can't see ourselves getting over it, if it's too big, well, then we get out of flow, and the fence is too high to jump. So the resistance has got to be just right. Like in the gym, if we're exercising and we've got no resistance, we're wasting our time. And if we're there lifting too heavy stuff,
there must be resistance. If we want to work, if there is no resistance, we are not moving. So it's somehow when we are going through resistance and we go to next level. And when we are going through resistance, that is one of the benefits. We have new learnings, new experiences. If there is no resistance, we are going to do something, but not experience, not effort.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people might try to get rid of resistance, but we don't want to get rid of it. We just want to change our approach to it.
Yes.
And I imagine for the coaches in the house, this would be a massive one, because coaches are consistently hitting resistance and helping our clients get over resistance rather than just helping them reframe it. Reframe or change their relationship to resistance. I knew this was going to be a good session.
Yes. Okay. So we have a few more. What are you suggesting, Adrian, for now? We have a few more minutes. We can also decide to close, or we can spend some time together. Yolanda will need to leave.
Okay,
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen,
thank you, Yolanda.
Good nighty, good nighty.
Okay, thank you for all for participating in this session. I give everything so to create a valuable experience.